Hello again. I'm here to talk a little bit about a new project that I'm going to be working on. It's going to be a crab. I'll show you a picture of it. This is what it's going to look like off of the drawing. As some of you already know, I was working on a wasp for a guy who studies them up in New York. I finished it. I'd like to show it to you. It's got a 3-foot wingspan. All the legs are individually put on to make it look more realistic. That's how the crab is going to be. It all started with this little photograph that I had blown up, and then turned out to this wasp. So, the crab, I have already cut out and banged out part of it. This is the bottom piece of it. This is going to be the top piece. You see I got the lines, we've already talked about that with the using the carbon paper and putting the picture down and drawing it onto the copper. Okay. Now I have another piece here of the crab, as you see. It's got the lines on it. This is going to actually go on the bottom of this crab, just like this, after I bang it out. And then what's going to happen is once it's all banged out, all the legs are going to come off of these pieces to make it look like a real crab. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you what you need is a wire, a hanger. That's what I use. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the wire and we're going to hit all along all of these lines here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You don't want to hit your finger. I've done that many times. It does not feel good. And you can use the pliers here to shape the wire however you need it. I like this log here is wonderful because I don't have to use a piece of wood, I just use the top of the log. Normally you use a soft piece of wood. Okay. Okay, now once you've gotten all the wires, the lines from the wire, just like that, you want to take your little mat and use this hammer here, this flathead hammer. We want to hit it all. We're going to hit all in between these lines. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. can get kind of tiresome. As you see, I cut my finger already on the copper because it's sharp and this just happens. When you solder, then you get burned. So you either cut, you hammer yourself, or you get burned. Unlike the fish, I'm using the flathead hammer, so it gives it a completely different type of texture, and you don't have to put it on the rock to smooth it out. Fish are more smooth. Of course, crabs are smooth too. It depends on your preference. If you wanted to do it smooth, the crab, you can do it that way too. I just find it looking a lot nicer with this type of texture. As you see, it takes a while. That's why I decided just to do this small piece here to show you. And you get a workout. Get a good arm workout. Alright, we're almost done here. See, it's coming out. If you hit a line and it pushes it in, you just flip it over and hit on the other side. It's no big deal. It's just a piece of metal that can be bent back and forth. But again, you don't want to hit your finger because you can't get a new one of those. Okay, once you got it all banged out here, it's all puffed out. What you want to do now is you want to put it on the anvil and put a soldering edge around it. So let's do that real quick. Now we want to, just the edge part, we want to put on the anvil and make a little soldering edge. I've been doing this a long time, so I'm making it look easy. But one thing, you have to have patience. Okay, so now I got the soldering edge all around it. Now I want to flatten it, make sure it's nice and flat. You hit inside the line and push it down. And again, if you hit the top of it, you can always flip it over and puff it back out. No big deal. Okay, so that part's done. And now what's going to happen is, like I said, it's going to end up going on top of this one, just like that. So now it's puffed. It's like 3D. You got this one, and then you got this is puffed out, so that each leg comes out. Okay. Same thing with this. You want to stick it on the anvil. You want to do the soldering edge all the way around it, and then once this part's done, which is the top part, it'll be soldered to this. And then this one will be here, just like that. Okay? And then you want the legs. And this is what the leg looks like. One of the arms. And this will be individually done also, each one separate, so that I can like angle it any way you want. And with the back legs, each one separately, so you can angle it down, you can angle it up, sideways, however, whatever your preference is, just to make it look that much more realistic. Okay, that's pretty much that part of it. The next, after you get it all done, is to solder it all together, and maybe I'll do another video on soldering, and maybe I can burn myself. I cut myself, so burn myself. Okay, that's it.